Welcome to Quick Chats with Jazzy, everyone. So if you're new to this podcast channel, this podcast is dedicated to giving motivational advice and give my opinions on certain trending topics. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about friendships. I feel like I always talk about friendships, or a lot of my videos are about friendships. And it just got me wondering, like, are friendships really that bad? Like, what is going on? I just feel like a lot of people are going about friendships in the wrong way, like how they choose and decide who they make their friends. Like, people are going based off who's pretty, like who dress the nicest, or who's the most popular, meaning like who seems like they're having the most fun on their social media page. And yes, all those things are great qualities. Like, yes, of course somebody want a pretty friend. Nobody, like, of course you want to think your friend is pretty. Of course you want somebody who dressed nice, and of course you want somebody that's lit. But it shouldn't just be about that. Friendship should be based off how a person, basically it should have some value. You should have some type of chemistry with the person. It should be based off their energy. Like, me personally, how me and all my friends, we match each other's energy. The energy, the vibe is great every time. Like, we may not always text each other every day, or we may go weeks without speaking to each other, but when we do finally speak and link up, the energy is always the same. Now for y'all, the energy may not always be the same, or it switches up eventually with some of y'all friendships, is because y'all are only finding these type of qualities in these type of people. And once you finally see their true colors and see how they actually act, you start to be like, oh, they moving funny. In all reality, you decided to pick friends that only care about those type of things, instead of actually trying to see if you could get to know the person and see if they worth your friendship. And I think that's the issue. I think that's a problem when people go on social media and think, okay, I need to find the most prettiest girl I could become friends with. No, it's not. I feel like if you want to find somebody that's be your friend, not to say that everybody you meet on social media is going to act like this, because sometimes you can meet somebody on social media and have a great bond with them, but it's not what you find on social media is not going to be reality. What people post on social media is just for show. It's just how they want people to perceive them as. Like, it's not real all the time. So yeah, people on social media may look like they have look like they have a great life, they got money, they this and that, but when you meet them in person, they may have a terrible personality. Like, yes, you may be the prettiest person, but your personality could be ugly. The way you carry yourself could be ugly. You may look like you got money on social media, but when you meet up with them, they don't have no money. They always broke. So that's why the friendships are not lasting, because you're just choosing to just make anybody your friend, and you're not actually getting to know the person before you decide to call them your friend. And yes, friendships go through things. And then I feel like also, once you decide to call somebody your friend, and you still getting to know them, you see their true colors, and they start to move funny, you should know what you're dealing with, especially when you continue to allow them to be like, you continue to be friends with someone, or you continue to have them in your life. You know what you're dealing with. So if you have a person who, when they may just be a sometimesy person, like where they just chooses not to answer your phone calls or hit you up for a while, for weeks or months or whatever, you know who you're dealing with. So if you choose to still have them in your life because you value their friendship besides their flaws, besides the flaws that they have, then you shouldn't really take offense or get upset by certain things, because you already know what type of person they are, and this is how they act sometimes. Another instance of people who they act different when they under the influence. You already know. So when you go out with someone and you start drinking a little bit and they start to be acting like they get a little aggressive or angry or hyper or whatever the case may be, you know what you're dealing with. So after the first couple of times and you starting to see a pattern, you know what you're dealing with. So it shouldn't be a surprise to you, basically. And then this basically, you know what you're dealing with. It shouldn't be a surprise to you about how some friendships turn out to be, because you're eventually going to start seeing patterns. And calling someone your friend other than the qualities that you see on social media, like when y'all meet up, y'all should be talking about stuff that's valuable, like how can we grow as individuals, how can we start making money, what can we do to improve on ourselves. It shouldn't be, oh, how can we see who could get the most guys or the most girls or whatever the case may be. It shouldn't just be about that, talking about gossip and talking about people all the time. It should be about stuff that's important in life and supporting each other as well. Like, y'all all have to support each other. And I think that's what's going wrong in a lot of the friendships nowadays. People are not choosing the right friends because they're only choosing those main 3 top categories that I said because of social media. They want to look lit and be pretty and get fly and stuff. Like, that's what their friendship is basically about. So that is the end of what I wanted to talk about and give my opinion on. And I hope y'all enjoy. Like, comment, and share, and I'll see you in the next podcast video. Bye.